I'm going to show you how to rescape a planted aquarium today. Yep, the time has come to break down this beautiful masterpiece. My idea was to use it as a grow out tank that I could harvest from for client builds, but it ended up turning into an overgrown mess. So I decided to rescape it using items that I had laying around. It's a 29 gallon or 110 liter aquarium. It's rather tall and narrow. I'm using a combination of soil from past projects, a Hero Aquatics 50 watt WRGB, and a Marineland MagniFloat 220. I'll keep it a no CO2 system and continue to use liquid fertilizer on a routine basis. Most of these items are pretty budget friendly, even purchased new. You could always hop online and see what's for sale in your area if you're on a tight budget. I started by pulling all the floating plants. Then I removed all the rooted plants in hardscape. That's going to make catching fish a lot easier. Fill up a bucket with tank water and add some plants to it. This will be where you put your fish while rescaping the aquarium. Plants are so that your fish have hiding spots and feel safer instead of being exposed in a bucket. The easiest and safest way to catch fish is by slowly cornering them until they're backed up against the glass. Then you can gradually approach them from the bottom and gently scoop them up. If you move too quickly, they'll know something funny is going on and will start to dart around and things will get hectic. I wanted a sandy area up front, so I placed some dragonstone rock walls and removed the soil. The tank really clouded up at this point, which I knew it would, and that's why I had removed the fish earlier. The cherry shrimp don't necessarily appreciate the renovation efforts, but they can certainly tolerate the murky water for a little bit. Make sure to siphon as much of the gunk up as you can and scrub down the glass. Mess around with different pieces of hardscape until you find something that you like. This is wood that I found while hiking in dragonstone to weigh it down. Zip ties are a great way to keep wood weighed down as well. A little bit of filter floss is perfect for plugging these holes in the rock wall so that soil doesn't pour out on top of the sand bed. Slowly fill the tank so that the water doesn't get murked up again. River pebbles are the perfect touch to any sandy area, in my opinion. I left the hardscape pretty basic because I wanted 2 Amazon swords to be the centerpieces. I filled a lot of the gaps with Cryptocarine undulata, Styrogyne repens, and Java fern. If you're going the no CO2 option, then these are all really great plants to go with. As you can see, the process of rescaping a planted tank is a fairly messy one. Every time a plant gets rooted, a bunch of muck gets kicked up into the water column. I could have planted with the water drained down, but wanted to fill it back up so that the shrimp had some fresh water. After getting everything planted, it's time to get the fish back in the tank. Slowly add a small amount of water to the fish bucket every 5 minutes, adding slightly more water each time. After doing this for about half an hour, you can add the fish back to your tank. Let things sit overnight and the murkiness should clear up. And presto! Just like that, it's the next day and everything is cleared up. While noticing that my coolie loach did not seem pleased by all these changes, I spotted a buzzing colony of ostracods, or seed shrimp, which are tiny little crustaceans that max out at 1/10 of an inch or 3 millimeters in length. They feed on microscopic algae and detritus, plus make excellent snacks for fish. If you're happy with your aquarium, you can call it good now. I was thinking about my layout and realized that once some of these plants fill in a bit more, things are going to look way too crowded. I also wanted to add a cave for my coolie loaches, So I went ahead and did that and changed some plants out. I clipped some dead and dying leaves off the Amazon swords, which is always good practice with any aquarium plant. I also rerouted some plants that I had a hard time planting properly because the murkiness was obstructing my vision. I replaced the Java fern for a smaller one, Windalov, and switched out some larger Cryptocoryne undulata with the smaller species, Walker's crypt. These undulated crypts will get really big, and if they're in the front, they'll end up obstructing the view of the back of the aquarium. Smaller plants are always a better option for the front. I also scattered some more Staurogyne repens and Ranunculus inundatus around the front. The foreground should fill in to look really lush and wild with all the different species mixed together. I threw in a couple stems for good measure and did a big old water change since so much gunk got kicked up, and waited until the next day for the water to clear up. I couldn't be happier with the results. Now I can sit back in my favorite spot and enjoy both tanks. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate your support for my channel. Don't be afraid to drop a comment if you've got any questions. Hit that like and sub button if you've enjoyed today's content, and I'll see you in the next one.